Black Girl Podcast, episode 24. I'm Scotty Beam.
I'm Gia Peppers.
I'm Bex.
Safira M.
And Alicia couldn't be here with us today. She's too busy being Black Girl Magic.
Living out her dreams.
She booked in busy and stuff.
Can we say?
Yeah,
I think so.
She has officially joined Yvonne Orgy. I'm just playing. But she filmed Yvonne Orgy, which is so dope at the Barclays Center. I was going to say she officially joined her team, but we speaking it. We speaking that she's going to officially be her videographer, cinematographer.
That is going to be so dope when it happens.
Yep.
And I'm so happy for her because was it around this time last year that she was going out for the Insecure contest, right?
Yeah, it was wintertime.
It was wintertime.
It was so good, and they didn't see it, or someone else won.
Somebody else
And now look at God. Now she in New York filming her.
It's about timing.
I told her full circle.
So good. So we're so proud of you, Alicia. And if you guys see the video, please retweet it, like it, go to Yvonne's page. She tagged Alicia, so give her all the love.
Speaking of retag, and you want to talk about our party first?
Sure.
Let's talk about our party first.
Yeah, we having our first party. I can't believe it.
So
December 21st at Vinyl. It's gonna be a party. First come, first serve. So get your ass there on time.
Because we didn't know y'all cared that
Please,
much.
yes, for real.
And we have way too many RSVPs. So first come, first serve capacity is a thing.
Okay, and we're gonna be opening on time.
Yes.
So that y'all don't have to stand outside in the cold.
7 p.m.
7 p.m. on the dessert. And we're gonna drink.
We're drinking Douce. Douce has offered and has stepped up to sponsor our Black Girl Podcast 1 year anniversary party.
Yes, I'm so
All
excited.
night,
I love Douce.
Yeah,
like I
smooth.
really do love Douce.
it's so smooth.
It's so smooth, and it goes with a lot of drinks. So follow them at Douce Cognac. They do a ton of dope events across the country throughout the year. So we're honored to be a part of that little group of like popping people. So we officially popping.
Yep.
And they gifted us with their new Douce flask. Okay,
Yes.
I'm not gonna say how much the alcohol can hold in there, but it can hold enough. All right,
200.
Hello, 200 milliliters.
There you go.
Shout out to science. So yes, you can definitely get that for your husband, for your brother, for your sister, for anybody.
For anybody.
A great stocking stuffer. And you can bring it to church. You can bring it to your weddings. You can bring it to baby showers. You can bring it to wherever you want to bring it.
A baby shower.
Just drink responsibly when doing it. Don't drink it and drive it. You know
It's
what I'm saying?
such a little sexy flask too. It's like a little
It's real
good looking
sexy.
flask.
Yeah.
Don't forget, follow them at Douce Cognac on social media and check them out.
So yeah, we're really honored to be a part of this. So thank you to Brendan, DJ Brendan Hill. You might know him from the Washington Wizards, but he's so dope.
Super dope.
Yeah, that's my brother.
And come with some like dancing shoes because don't be
All
trying
night.
to,
Don't post
look
up.
cute, post up in the corner.
Right.
Get your ass on the floor because we're gonna be dancing too. I'm not sure. We're gonna lay out who the DJs are soon.
We gotta get this together for y'all. We gotta get this
Because we're
together
very
for y'all.
picky, but we will have a great ass time. So yes, mark it down. I'm not playing though. Seriously, if it's full, it's full. There's nothing that we can do.
Y'all
Sorry,
don't
guys.
get us
Don't
kicked
text
out.
us. Don't text us. Okay,
Right.
text us.
Or
but you probably
tweet
won't
us,
be
or
able to do it.
Instagram us, and say that we didn't help y'all out, or nothing.
We
We
didn't
telling you
forewarn
right
y'all,
now.
right.
And we've had our RSVPs out for quite some time, so y'all better have signed up.
True. So
But first come, first serve.
we have
It's like Southwest.
a lot to talk about.
I know. I missed you guys on the last episode.
Yeah,
We
okay,
missed you
Safira, that's first things
Aw,
first. Let's get
Safi.
into what had happened that day.
Oh my goodness.
And why did you not come to the recording?
So I wasn't at the last episode, everyone, because I fell. And I don't know why it took 28 years for this type of fall to happen in my life. But it was a very, very hard fall. Rebecca was at my house. We were leaving to run to Walgreens real quick. And I stepped off of my steps. And I was going to throw something out on the side of the house. And my feet, y'all. It sounds so stupid to even explain. Like, I must have tripped over my feet. And I fell face forward into my mother's huge Volvo SUV. So I turned over on my back, and it was the loudest thud because Rebecca came running over. And the next thing I knew, she was standing over me like, "Are you okay? Did you dent the car?"
I
I was just like laying there.
I didn't say that.
I can't believe this just happened. And like the whole time I'm thinking to myself, like, I better have all my teeth, Jesus.
Amen.
Because I really hit my face so hard, so much to the point that even though it was a knot when it first happened, the next morning I looked like Martin when he got into the
that
boxing
fight.
ring on that episode. My eye was completely swollen and I had to go to the hospital and I was like back and forth at the hospital that week basically. So I was in pretty bad shape and thanks be to God my eye is healing now.
Yes.
It's back to normal. I can finally get my eyebrows done.
Lord.
But it was crucial. Like the doctors was even like, if you would have fell halfway closer, you could have damaged yourself like terribly. Like, yeah.
What kind of?
Because not only was my eye messed up, but my chest was jacked up, my rib was swollen. I know it smacked
I don't
a
know
lot
how the
into
hell you
reality
managed
for
to
me.
get up from that, because as loud as that fucking thud was, I thought she dented the car. I looked at you first. I was like, she was covering her face. I don't know if her teeth were cracked, as blood was coming out or anything. I didn't know what to do. I was like, you went to the hospital? You went to your mother? She was like, no. I'm like, you want to get up? Because the floor is cold as shit.
Right.
And like, she wasn't really dressed for the weather because we were in and out of cars. And then she got up and I looked at the car. I'm like, dang, I was expecting to see like a dent in that vehicle as hard as it fucking sounded when she hit it. That's why I asked you, like, did you dent the car? Because I was like rubbing against it, seeing if like.
Did y'all still
that
go to
shit happened.
Walmart after?
Girl, we went to Walgreens after. And
I knew it. I felt it. I knew they went after.
I got up and I just thought, oh, it's just a knot. But the knot was like on some cartoon shit. Like, y'all, only these things happen to me. So like I had a huge knot. We got ice together and Rebecca was like, you still want to go to Walgreens? I was like, yeah. Went to Walgreens. And the lady at Walgreens saw me holding ice and she was like, oh, it looks like you got into a fight. I was like, yeah, bitch.
Where is she from?
I don't know. But she really aggravated me just talking to me. But nonetheless, I'm glad nothing was like
Thank
damaged
God.
permanently. And
Amen.
I'm happy to be back with you guys.
Girl, and you look all healed, honey.
You look good.
You look
you.
good. They know
This
not
skirt
left.
is cute.
She got a cute skirt on.
Y'all, this skirt is from Route 107. Y'all need to go shop.
Oh,
Shameless plug. That's my
yes.
job. Anyway.
Stay employed.
I'm very happy that Saphira is back with us talking. So do we want to give small updates on what's been going on in everybody's life?
Wow, crickets. Guess no one wants to give updates.
Y'all are so
D, you did Verizon.
Oh, yeah.
How was that?
yeah.
I told you guys. remember?
Yes, but let us know how it went.
Oh, it was great. It was fun. Really different. Jingle Ball is a different concert. It's like it's really a pop summer jam.
That's so funny.
So like the girls and kids are running full speed to watch Ed Sheeran and Sam Smith and Taylor Swift, and there's a few others that I could not name. I did not know the name to a lot of them, but it was really fun. It was great. And yeah, I enjoyed it. Verizon made it very comfortable. And, you know, I just had a good time taking over their Instagram stories. It was dope. Thanks. So that was it.
Good. And not only did you take over their stories, but our girl was on their page.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, look at this black girl magic on Verizon's page.
Yeah, I was very shocked. I didn't know they were going to post it on the page. And then when I saw it, I was like, oh, shit, what?
No, you look
So it was really dope. But the shot was really dope. Like, I liked the hair, dreads in the wind kind of thing.
For someone who said they don't like holidays, you look mad happy and cute in that little holiday picture.
I love that little glitter, that little glitter piece.
I think you like holidays now.
No, yeah. I mean, seasonal depression is real. But yes, it's
Okay. Right. It was like went from joke to like real life real quick. Wow, sorry.
No, it was good. It was good.
Amen.
And the show is good. Yeah, so Satori Radio app. Download it. Listen to me 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday, just in case you need to know.
Has it been a week?
It has been a week.
How was your first week?
It was great. I had a fun time. listenership was crazy. I was very excited about that. That was really good. And I continue to just move forward and hopefully increase the listenership, so that we can have a job next year. Because that's the motivation behind this, is to keep me from losing my job.
Exactly.
So,
Well, all of our listeners, download it now.
Oh, this is Tory Radio.
I wonder if there's a way we can get like a special like BGP like thing.
We need a site.
Yeah.
We need a
Anywho.
site that keeps. Well, we need somebody to keep up with all of our shit, so that
About to get
we can
mad
just post our
inboxes.
events on our shit. Well, if you want to do it for free, sweetheart, email us.
Or
You
sir.
need experience.
True.
You need
Sir.
experience in building brands, and you're into marketing or maybe PR
And making a
or
website.
Making a website. If you can code, please call us. And
just
by
know-
call, I mean email.
And just know, we are 5 very different women.
It's
So
5 very
You'll have to
different
be
events.
dealing with 5 very different
Yes.
and
personalities.
nah, but
Okay.
it's all love.
we like each other. We love each other. We love each other. All right,
So
Gia.
uncomfortable.
Gia, what's going on with you?
You know, nothing. And nothing. Yeah, everything's good. I mean, everything's good.
Is there something that you want to talk about that you don't want? Like you just hesitant?
No, I've just been thinking about what I did since last recording.
I mean, it's been a short time.
It's been a short time. 1, 2. I've been doing a lot of thinking out loud, like doing the whole because like I said last time, I just been feeling burned out and drained, and so I've been like saying that more. So then it's like in my face, because I think for a long time I tried to ignore it. I think tried to be like, I'm fine, it's cool, I am figuring it out. Now I'm like, nah, bro, you ain't really done much. So like,
Are you resting?
no, I'm not resting anymore, because I feel like I've been resting this whole
rested
time. So
enough.
now I'm like, all right, let's get this brain back. Let's go back to the gym more. Let's get back into what I know helps me be creative. So I've been doing a lot of self work. I've been having conversations that I need to have. I've been, doing a lot of things. And I also came to the realization that just to protect like my own like space, there are certain things on the podcast that I probably just won't be as open with, just when it comes to, because we've been talking a lot about dating in my personal dating life, and I don't mind it. I actually really like it, and I will still be like open about certain things, but like I just feel like it's best to not like share things that I'm going through with somebody like in real time without.
That's fair.
That's courteous.
Yes.
Like if I'm in a relationship or in a situation where I'm like, dang, like I don't really get to talk to that. Like that's not right to talk about it to. How many listeners do we have? Jesus. Yeah. And so, and with any guy I date, I would never want him to feel like, dang, I can't even go on this date with her because in 10 minutes she's gonna go running back and tell him the podcast. Apparently the man I date is from Florida, but I But I just came to that realization. I was talking to a good friend of mine. He was like, can you imagine how scary that is? And I'm like, yeah, that's probably very scary. So that's just something. I mean, we still gonna talk though. Like, it just might not be like in real time. Like, oh, right now I'm texting. Like we texting about this right now. Like it just might be later. So, but no, everything's good. I'm excited for Christmas, and I'm excited for this party.
I'm excited for the
Party. I want to hear like such a good Black Girl Magic mix.
Mix?
Yeah,
It's coming.
it's coming.
I hope so. All right, Rebecca.
I'm just here. I'm dealing.
Same
I'm
sis.
dealing.
Same.
That's it.
Okay.
I have a question.
I'm existing.
What is everyone looking forward to for the new year? I guess
I haven't
this
even
is the
started thinking about
time.
that,
No?
to be honest. Gia just melted in her seat. She did not want to address this.
I mean,
Okay, that's a fair question, because I feel like even if you don't want to talk about it, we should.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, I just feel as though. I think that I'm looking forward to getting back to myself, getting back to like my work ethic, getting back to what I want to create, like what I want my like forget what all this means, like what I want my name to mean, what my presence in the world would mean, like that type of impact. And I won't know all at once, but just that process again. And like, I'm looking forward to an inspiration. I'm expecting like good things. And I've been seeing so many of my friends be blessed. And not that I'm not blessed, like I'm very blessed. But now that I heard this great sermon this weekend from Reverend Shrika Newton at Emmanuel Baptist Church. And he was just talking about how
You find all the good like gospel podcasts.
you
do every time I see it on the
It's so
Instagram.
good. Like they're so good for you. So I mean, I'd like to share that because I want people to like, you know, if you can be blessed, amen. And so she was just talking about how like when you feel like you're not in season, when it's not your season, you should be so happy for everyone whose season it is, because God is still in the blessing business. So if there's like, if it's 4 of us sitting in a circle, eventually the blessing gonna come to you, sis. It's right there.
You have to be open
ready
and willing to accept it.
The blessing, and you have to be prepared. So this year I'm excited because I will be preparing for the blessings that's coming, and I'll be way more like present. Lately I've just been feeling numb. Like I'm going about the motions. I'm here, I'm there, but like present. So I'm excited to get back to like me.
That's cool.
There's a lot of what you're going through that is exactly what I'm going through.
So it's so
like
interesting.
I don't know why it's even the case, but I've really been not feeling like myself, and it's because I'm like trying to understand how to balance a relationship, a career, friendship, family. I'm now a new niece.
You are new niece.
You know,
She's a new auntie, so cute.
Yeah, so I'm like working on relationships and stuff like that. So it's just like, and I'm feeling like I'm not in a space where I'm creative or motivated or ambitious, and I'm just like, what am I? I'm questioning what I was doing instead of questioning what I want to do moving forward. So I'm just like, how much time did I waste? And that's what I'm really like trying to not dwell on, because it's like, but you've accomplished so much. Like, what is it that's the common denominator in everything that you've done? Carry that and move forward with it. And it's like, I just feel terrible that I'm not in a space where I'm like pulling myself up by my bootstraps more frequently. It's just weird. It's weird. And then it's like, yeah, God is still in the blessing business. And it's like, yeah, notice that, yes, he is blessing several other people that are around me. And it's like, you do have to have a certain mental to be like, okay, I'm not jealous of this, or I'm not comparing myself to this, but it's like, I'm happy that something's happening for someone, but it's hard to accept that maybe it's not my season. It's hard to accept that.
It's very hard to accept that, but it's not impossible to accept that. And it's less torturous on your spirit and your soul if you do accept it. Like once you get through that work of like understanding that what's for you is for you and no one can take it, and nothing in this world, no person, no plan, no obstacle, no hater can make that go away. So, you know, if it's your time, you gotta be there and kill it. If it's not your time, you better cheer on, because you would hope somebody's cheering for you.
Right.
That's so true.
Right.
So I was actually listening to Torrey Roberts' sermon podcast earlier today, because I started listening to it because I sent Beck something that Sarah Jakes Roberts had posted. She's amazing. If y'all are not following her, she's amazing. And she's actually about to drop her podcast. She dropped the announcement for that. She's about to do a podcast for women.
Ooh.
So shout out to Sarah Jakes Roberts. That's TD Jakes' daughter. Anyway, I was listening to her husband's podcast, which is a sermon from church. It's just, he puts his sermons on podcasts, and he was speaking about your resting time and how sometimes you don't know when you're in your resting period, but you like, the way to help you realize is by humbling yourself. And the only like, I really took to it, because how you've been feeling and how you've been feeling, Bex, how Gia and Bex have been feeling, I've been feeling like that for like since September. And I just haven't spoke about it. I just been like going with the ebb and flow and just been moving like, well, this is not getting done, I need to do something else. But I really have been feeling down on myself about a lot of things. But the only way to elevate is if you humble yourself.
Right.
And there's a lot of things that you can do in humbling yourself. So just to speak toward what you were just saying about, like, you know, you see other people doing things and it's like, yeah, like you said, God is still in the blessing business, but in order for you not to feel torturous, like, Gia was saying, humility has to be a factor, number one factor in anything that you do. Because the only way for you to, and I mean, I'm pretty sure we've spoken about this several times in the past, but the only way to move forward is for you to really realize where you're at, get still, and be in your resting period. So his sermon really touched me, and it really just got me pumped. You know, the wheels had started churning for me as far as like what I want to do in the new year, what I want to do in the next few weeks even. And just by listening to that today, I feel even more empowered and I feel more motivated. Everybody goes through it.
Come on, sis.
I'm trying to find the actual thing that you sent me because it was something that she had said in it that kind of like
Instagram.
set me.
Sarah,
I was on IG.
Yeah.
Sarah be preaching on her IG. Y'all follow her for real.
But everybody goes
Sarah
through it.
Jakes
And
Roberts.
I feel like a lot of us are going through it. But what we don't realize is we should go through it together
and be honest.
Rather than go through it by ourselves. Like, Gia, I'm feeling the same way as you. Let's go through it together.
Absolutely.
And work through the hardship together. Everybody go through it.
It was just off of the sermon that you sent me. She was basically mentioning like about knowing when you're in resting period and just accepting that now is a resting period and allowing yourself to work on yourself to be whole in the resting so that you're not desperate when it's not your time.
Yep.
Ooh, jeez.
So that hit me. It's like, you know what, maybe you're not doing what you want to do right now, but there's something in what it is right now that you're supposed to be paying attention to.
Absolutely.
So that when you do move forward, you carry that like soundness with you, that calmness with you, and then you're good moving forward.
Right.
Because if it's not your time, you don't know how to really move in
No.
situations that aren't for you, and you do come off desperate and loud and not literally, but like figuratively speaking, you do come off loud and just like aggressive and just out of place. It's like you got to know how to work the room when it's time for you to know how to work the room.
Timing. You said that, D. It's timing.
Timing. All about timing. My year, the next year, what I hope to do is work towards this state of urgency. I think it's something, it's about we're all in the same kind of situation where I feel like everything has to happen now. Like the next thing, once the Verizon thing happened, I was like, okay, what do we got to do now? I have to do something now. I have to do something next because I don't want to slow down. You know what I'm saying?
Because you kind of like have to ride the steam of what you just did,
right,
to push to the next. But it's yeah,
right.
It's kinda,
you constantly think of all these ideas. So like at home, I'm being a crazy person, and I bought dry erase boards. So I have like 7. Yeah. Which I have in the house, and I'm just writing shit. As soon as like I get an idea to do something for next year, I write it down. Then I try to come up with the quote of how much money it's going to cost, because a lot of the stuff that I want to do is going to cost money. So like I'm not going to say what I want to do next year, but I want to do something that will help me with learning about Black women and learning about myself. And I think the only way I can do that is with helping Black women so that I can help myself. That's like a passion project. So, yeah, and I'm like, what is this all for if I'm not helping somebody or helping myself or helping something? So that's what I want to do. But I have like severe anxiety about doing it, and I feel my anger coming back. And I'm just like, okay.
You gotta find the balance.
Why the anger of all emotions?
I don't know, because that's always the go-to anger, my go-to mood. It's never been one. I take things personally. I realized that a long time ago when I was reading the four agreements.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, I take things very personally. So when I posted the Verizon thing, right, I was very upset that there was a chosen few of women who didn't say anything about it.
I saw your tweets about
Went
this.
the tweets.
And I was very upset. And I was like, I support a lot of people. I say positive things for a lot of people, not because I want it back, but because I think it's right, right? And so when I start to celebrate, you get quiet. But when you celebrate, I'm supposed to yell on the top of the mountaintops for you. I fucking hate that. And then there's the fucking hate that makes me upset, because I'm like, why is this affecting me so much? Where I'm upset that there's people not supporting me and I support them. Then I start turning into, I'm not gonna fucking support you. And I can't do that because I don't want to be that person anymore. I don't want to be angry anymore. And it's very hard to turn that off, especially somebody who's been angry for a very long time, who's worked on anger, and that's been her number one emotion all the time. That's my number one thing. I get upset. anything happens, I'll get upset. It won't be I'm sad. It won't be I'm reflecting. It won't be. It will be I'm angry. I'm upset. Now I'm gonna come at your neck. Now I'm upset, and now I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna be vengeful, and there's no reason to do all that. So I feel it coming back anyway. I'm meditating, but I'm starting to feel like that's starting to be like a what is it? Like a scapegoat, like a something that I use just to do now. I need it. Like I depend on it now. And I don't think that's something that's good.
No, you are supposed to depend on
That's
it.
fine.
Depend heavily like that. Like if I don't meditate, I'm off.
That's
off.
actually very good.
That's what people do. Some people spend like hours meditating. That's okay. That's a good thing. Meditation is good for you.
You have to.
Through and through.
Yes. You have to depend on something.
Right.
That's going to get you through the day. You have to.
You gonna feel
Meditate.
that
Don't be
way about
ashamed
God?
of it.
You feel like God is a scapegoat? He's too much of a go-to?
No, but I do feel like I'm like, what am I like? I want to be regular where things won't upset me as much. You know what I'm saying? Like
you know
I
how
have
you get
such
there?
a
work.
You know how you get there? Meditation.
Right.
Years of work.
Don't
Years
you
of-
dare.
Yes,
Look, all of
years.
us are like, don't you dare be afraid of that. You know what? It's funny that you said it. Usually when you get afraid of things like that, that means it's working.
Yeah.
That means it's working on you. If you're scared of it, and I mean, not to take this to church, but if you ever heard a sermon or pastors be like, when you feel the presence of the Holy Spirit, it's a scary feeling.
Yep, because you got to
It is
step
so
up.
scary. It's like, wow, when you hear God talking to you, scariest feeling in life, bro. Scariest feeling. And so when something like that is happening for you, you keep doing it so that you can keep becoming that strong person who won't get angry anymore. It's gonna be scary. Meditation, use that shit.
That discomfort is where everything grows.
Exactly.
Life is not supposed to be a comfort zone.
I know, but I just thought that I was just using it way too much, and it was becoming a reason
bro.
why I didn't. You know what I'm saying? And if I did not meditate that day, like if I woke up late, and then, I can meditate on a train, but it's very hard for me to do it. I just like doing it at home because one, I look like a crazy person, like trying to close my eyes and being like, because I'm weird. I feel like I look weird doing it, so I do it at home. But I feel like if I don't do it, I'm off. Like I am off.
No.
I'm not on I don't feel right.
That's
like it's something
okay.
I don't feel. So, and then I get angry. Then I find myself getting angry. And in order, like when the women weren't like supporting me or whatever, I was getting upset, and I had to meditate in between like
Tweets.
hours. in between tweets, but in between like just thoughts. I would be like, all right, let me just try it again. Let me just try it again because I was getting so angry. And I don't know what that's
that is. That is you recognizing your anger in the moment. Usually that's progress. Usually you would go off and keep ranting and then
it
call
was
it
one
a thing.
single tweet that I had let off, and then I posted on Instagram just in case bitches forgot. And I said, you know what? That's it. Just in case they missed it on fucking Twitter.
But the fact that you recognized it.
Okay, yeah.
The fact that you recognized it, amen.
Yes.
Is proof that the meditation is working and that you're becoming a stronger, more sound person that is in the direction of who you want to become. Like that's a good thing. You meditate. You knowing that you have to meditate is very good for your spiritual, for your mental, for your physical, because that all your growth. Like we love. I think one of the dopest things about being in this group is seeing all of us grow, but especially you. Like you have grown you look so peaceful with your dreads and your lashes. Like you just always look peaceful, and it's so beautiful to see. So I think
thank you. I just didn't know it was that bad. I think that's what I said earlier. I think in a podcast before I said that there's certain things I just didn't know it was that bad, and anger is just one of those things that it's just that bad, and you're like, damn, this is pretty bad. Like you are really in here. You're in it. Like you're deep into this anger thing that you will. And I said it on Twitter like this morning. I was like, this is gonna be something I'm gonna have to unpack for a minute, because we were talking about. We can talk about. Do you guys want to talk about Keaton Jones?
Do we want to give him more press?
It's not him. It's not.
No, it's not him, and nobody deserves to get bullied. I don't care what anybody says.
That was a sad video.
Bullied, but his mother is a bully. 2, I really feel like I still feel bad for him because, like I said, nobody deserves to get bullied. But as we all know, hate is a taught behavior. It's a learned behavior, and go ahead, y'all.
It's taught.
It's taught, and she's pitiful. She's pitiful to put her child. People don't know the power of social media. Still, in 2017, almost 2018, people don't know the power of social media and how you can get exposed. And they quickly exposed her and her family. You had all of these people supporting you, rallying after you, celebrity after celebrity, Rihanna to Snoop Dogg to people inviting a little boy to concerts to MMA
football
fighters.
games.
Tickets, right?
Like
Most
everything.
importantly, the GoFundMe.
I'm getting there.
55,000.
55K.
It's almost at 60K now.
But what was the GoFundMe started for?
Because they
Because what
realized
does the
if
GoFundMe
you going to tweet money.
about bullying?
Right.
Does it pay off? Does it do gag order? It pays gag orders.
No
or
one
something?
knows
So why was that
anything.
even started?
And that's
to
probably
The
why.
begin with?
tagline was like, if you can't help everyone, but you can help one person.
A Ronald racist Reagan quote.
Quote, yes.
So let's start there.
So-
and I think that's when everybody was
like,
like,
Hold on now.
Wait now. Maybe I'll
Right.
take back my $25. First of all, I never even clicked on the link because I was like, why
would
is there a
never do that.
GoFundMe for anything?
Right.
I need a GoFundMe for my life.
Right.
In New York City.
Right.
Please, if anyone wants to support it,
Cash
you
at me,
tweet
please. Because I don't understand.
Send me
That's
your
my part. I
PayPal.
don't understand.
My email.
What are they paying for? What am I donating to help this
Right.
boy keep from getting bullied?
Right, exactly.
What was going to happen? And that's why I was like, who raised y'all, and what made y'all want to do that? And why does his tears need money? The white tears
Needs a
need
hug.
money.
Let's not do the white tears.
I'm just saying,
Let's
there's
not do the white tears.
there's a baby girl, a black baby girl they have a GoFundMe for that killed herself, committed suicide because she was bullied. She was 10 years old.
Yep,
They
she's a
put out a
baby.
GoFundMe. She ain't get shit but $5,000. Explain to me how $55K was given to this boy who is
Because
alive.
his mother knew what she was doing. She knew.
It's a matter of strategy and exploitation too. You can't discount that was also a factor in the amount of money that was raised and it going viral and you seeing his face all over everybody's social media feeds and only learning about the black little girl after this.
No,
story.
I learned it before.
Yeah,
no
she
one
was-
knew.
she
No,
was-
everybody. Somebody tweeted me and said, "Shout out to Do Me," that said, "White tears are worth more than black blood." That's true, and that's a fact. So I mean, I again feel bad that he's getting bullied. I'm sure, his face is the reason why they're bullying him. No. I'm just saying because if he has
That's not nice.
no.
Something's
That's
wrong.
not nice.
Something's wrong with his face, right? So I'm sure that's why they're bullying him. But then I was reading other things of him. They said that he was saying nigger in school, and that's why he was catching hell. Whatever the issue is, it's just wrong. Fueling hate is never good. Just don't hate. Don't spew hate.
Right.
His mother was a fucking bully. Is a fucking
She is a
bully.
bully.
So I
She
don't
knew-
understand. Anyway, that's one thing I think
I'm good on it right now.
Okay.
We had to talk about it, but
What was the other thing we wanted to talk about too? I felt like we had the Ashanti and Joe Budden. Do we still want to talk about that?
Boy.
Do we still want
I
to
feel like
talk?
we're all gonna agree about it though.
Okay.
We would need an ignorant
Uh,
gentleman to debate.
Very
I feel like
true.
We would all agree that was really inappropriate.
Yes.
And she was totally right in her outburst and having him escorted out of the concert.
Very true. Very true. I don't think.
hey, Ashanti and Joe.
And I think the reason why,
hey,
and
Joe.
there's no shade to her, but she wears a lot of the shit that Beyonce wears, a lot of shit that a lot of performers wears, but it's because we don't value her as much as we do other performers that we're
Beyonce.
just like, well, it's whatever.
I mean, and it could also be the trained eye, because look at how all of these newscasters get on television and they're curvy and they're all this other stuff,
Right.
and people call into the station like, take her off the thing,
Because I don't want to see her curves.
right?
It's just men who are like turned
It's
on
men.
that are mad. They
Yes.
don't want to be turned on during
Yes.
the news.
Also, women, white women who are
Yes.
threatened and upset that they have a ice box for a body. But there's other things that we can talk about. So, what do we want to fight with first?
Go ahead, y'all.
I mean, it's
We
gotta
all
be
have
the
brothers in
raising
this room.
boys.
You know, Who wants to start?
No, I didn't even notice that. I was like, it happens. Like, we just accept it as like, yeah, a mother's little kid or little boy is like, that's a baby of it, they're coddled. But I didn't realize that it's like, no, we really do excuse a lot of shit. Raising boys, quote unquote raising boys, because we really don't, that we just don't excuse for girls. And it's like, it didn't hit me until she actually said, I'm like, wow, it really is a weird dynamic. It really is an imbalance in the house. And I started to wonder why that even happens in the first place. Like,
I totally agree. I have a brother who's younger who literally the sun shines on this boy. And not saying that because I'm the older sister, but I'm pretty sure that she agrees. I talked to her about it. I actually brought it up to my mom and was like, do you feel like you raised me and you loved your son? And she was like, I hear that, she hears that line a lot, not with her situation, but just with people, period. But she also pointed out that it was hard for her to learn how to raise DeAndre because there was no father figure around. So she just didn't know if she gave more love, like as much love as she could, not more love than me, but as much love as she could, that's how she was going to keep him out of the streets. She said she didn't know, like, you don't know how to raise a man. And she was like, many will say that they know, they'll teach him how to not disrespect women and do all these things. But she was like, there's another side of men that don't want to hear that from their mom because they want to learn things from men. Right. And she just didn't have that side. She was like, I didn't know what to do. So I talked a lot and loved a lot and loved more, and that's all she could really do. I was like, yeah, because let me tell you something, when my brother came into the house at 16 and said, my virginity is gone, guys, say goodbye, I was like, nigga,
you are wild.
Say goodbye, guys, come sit at the table, I'll tell you how it happened. And gross. God, I can't imagine if I did that at 16.
Jesus, I can't imagine doing that at 28.
Oh my God. No, I told her at 20.
Hey, I'm out here fucking.
I'm fucking it up, y'all.
Right now?
Literally.
Can't do that right now? Can't go and start a musical?
Right.
Sex life? No?
That's what I'm saying.
I swear my parents think my nephew's immaculate conception. They still don't. Your friend. They acknowledge all boyfriends and whatever. It's your friend until it's your husband. And they still don't think we have sex.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't understand it. I don't understand it. But also I think my mom kept a pretty big dialogue as far as like sex is concerned and other things. I just feel like my mom made it very clear, you were not fucking around in high school. You're not fucking around in this house. You'll do it outside my house, but you won't be doing it. Like DeAndre, she don't want to know. I'm sure she don't look into it though. She'll leave DeAndre at the house and be like, he's at the house. And I'm like, fucking, he's in the house, fucking. And you don't even know. And you don't care. Right? It's here. And you don't care.
I think, but you said it though. I think, see, this is a double-edged sword because
that doesn't make her wrong.
No, it doesn't. Because I know my mom loves me very much.
But it's a double-edged sword because, I mean, like when I just think about how I grew up and I'm the youngest. My brother is older, but it's like you could pour so much love into somebody. I mean, your son. You can try to shield them as much as possible, but if they're curious, they're gonna do things. But it's just really hard to. It's a really hard thing to discuss. Yes, it is very true. Yes, it occurs. Yes, it happens. Mm-hmm. All of us have seen it in our own homes, but it's just like how. For me, what I'm thinking is like, how do I try to not defend it when they are killing our men? And I think that's a lot of what our moms may have gone through, right. And a lot of moms go through it. But the thing that is inexcusable is when you love your son and you're not teaching him the right things. Or you love your son and like the meme you sent us on Twitter that day, you're raising your son as if he was your husband.
Gross.
That's where the disconnect comes. That's where the, he doesn't get it. And that's where all of these sexual allegations may have come from too.
Right. So then when
you're passing it along, like, oh, he's just a little bit he's promiscuous, or he's just this, that shit is real.
Or boys will be boys.
Boys will be boys.
I mean, I think it's interesting because in a way, like, in my family especially, like we all love on. He's the baby of the family, so it's like, oh my god, you're so cute.
But I'm pretty
He's
sure
grown.
y'all are instilling and
He's
teaching
grown.
him.
I mean, so my mom is not really. So my mom is like a thug. She is from way back. She just first. She like the only time I've seen my mom. I've never seen my mom cry. She is like, where we at? Like blunt. Here, I tried to get her to like open up about certain things. She lost both of her parents before she was 28. Wow. So like she had to be tough, and I think she raised us to be that. So my dad is the exact opposite. My dad is me. Like I'm my dad's daughter. Like I'm like,
a love fest.
We are gonna kumbaya. Is everyone okay? Are you fine? And
Just checking in.
It's always
Hey,
did you smile today? And so that is how I was raised, with this super tough mom who was like when I got my period at 11, she was like, if you get pregnant, don't you even come home because you think this is it. Wait till you come home. And I was like, I'm 11. I'm not having sex. But I was boy crazy. Like I was like, okay, can I go to basketball camp because I think that he is so cute. So my mom was scared. Like she was like, oh nah, you're not about to come into this house and get pregnant at 11. There were people getting, like it was like a thing. Like I remember like people started getting pregnant really, really young, and I mean it was on the news, so she probably was freaked out. And so my dad would come in after my mom ravaged my life, and I'd be crying and like, you know, I didn't understand. Like my mom is a disciplinarian, you know, she don't need no belt. Her hand was hard enough, still is. And so my dad would come and be like, you okay? You all right? Look, your mother loves you. Okay. She's just very stressed right now. And so we would talk, and that's how I was able to kind of like maneuver my way through like that. But I do have a super tough side too. Like I'll be like, so where we at? Like I and I realize that I'm a very blunt person when it comes to feelings, when it comes to business. Like I'm like, well, but what's the rate? Like, you know, like there's
That's all that
like,
matters.
but what's the rate? Yes. Oh my God. Thanks so much for the
you.
Uber, but what's the rate? And there's a way to do it, but I think for my dad, he kind of taught my brother to like still have a heart, and then my mom was very like, Maji, like we gonna go through this. Like she's a momager. It's so funny. Like Kris Jenner has nothing on my mom, but she does like love. Like she like loves my brother. Like there are times where she drove him 12 hours to like Hampton, Virginia overnight to get into like a Chris Paul camp, found it the night before, like drove. But she sent us to LA every single summer too, so it's like I can't really like, you know, like she balanced. She goes hard for all of her kids, but I will say there is a difference in how she loves my brother. Like they're best friends, and it's the cutest things I've ever seen in life. But it's because I feel like he was the last one in the house. I'm not sure if my sister was the last one in the house, would they be closer? So I don't know. It's an interesting thing, but she definitely like that's her baby. Like she could probably still rock him if he wasn't so 6'4" and big.
That's why I agree with that. I mean, DeAndre is the youngest. My little brother is the youngest. So I believe that, you know, we all baby him in our own way. I baby him the least. And my sister, who's 10 years older than me, she babies him like my mother. Like they both, if he'll say, oh, I'm so hungry, they both like, what you need? What time do you need it? And I'm like, bro, just take an L. You know what I'm saying? You grown, you 18, you got to figure it out. Starve. We all starved at 18 in college. Figure it out. Okay, so I don't know. And my mom's very loving. All of you guys know my mom. So my mom is extremely loving. With DeAndre, it's different love. I think it's different love for every kid. Yeah. Me and my mom are best. That's my ace. That's my ride or die. We going to the club together.
Gang, gang.
We out here.
Gang, gang, gang.
We gang,
exactly
gang.
the same.
Literally.
Sounding exactly the same.
But DeAndre wouldn't go to the club with mom. You know what I'm saying? They have it's a nurturing love.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like a baby.
It's a baby love.
Baby.
So I don't know, but that's very true.
Do we baby our men in relationships?
Yes.
And is that a good thing or a bad thing? Is that what you're supposed to do, or are you supposed to?
But before we go into that, like if
because
neither one of us have children, but we're all like, okay, this is what's happening in the boys that we're related to and seeing parents raise them. But then if that's what we're saying happens and it's like, gosh, I wish it wasn't the case. What do you wish was the case in raising a boy? Like
I don't know if I wish that wasn't the case. I don't know if I wish that wasn't the case.
I mean, I think I think our children need to be loved. I do think that our sons, our black sons, need to be loved. I really do. It's a serious issue. It's a target on their back. It always has been. I do think that. But in the same vein, black women, yes, I'm not
on our back too.
Right, but there's literally a target on black men's back. They kill them. They kill us too. I'm not negating that. I'm not. But our black men have always been the target. I don't. Y'all could disagree. Y'all could whatever.
But that still comes from a place of like so love on them. But it's like
that's what I was getting ready to say.
Yeah. Okay.
Just because you're loving on them, that doesn't mean you can't educate them. That doesn't mean you cannot raise them. That doesn't mean you cannot.
What does raising them mean though? Like, because I mean, really, we can say raise a girl. Yeah, but if we're in uproar about them being loved on and not raised, okay, so I kind of like, don't bring me a problem if you don't have a solution as well.
Right.
So it's like, okay, we have a problem with them just being loved on. So then what is raised? What was our ideal for being or raising a boy? Obviously, it doesn't work for every case. It's very circumstantial. It's very particular. But what is the ideal idea of like raising a boy? What do we hope would be done in raising a boy?
Well, I think for me, because I don't know, there's different types of, I guess, raising. I don't know. But my raising would be to also, I'm going to speak just based on, I guess, what I've seen in my house, the sex shit. So the sex stuff is big. Sex I wasn't allowed to have. And DeAndre wasn't allowed, quote unquote, you know what I'm saying, to have, but he did it anyway. My thing would be to make sure that both kids would be body positive. You know what I'm saying? Would understand that when they're ready, they're ready. You understand? And you'll talk to me about it. And my mom did that, but there was just more fear with me. Way more fear.
I think that's because we can get pregnant and then they have to bring in.
No. I got hit for shit that I was like. I know DeAndre probably wouldn't. I'm sorry, DeAndre, if you want your name in this, but it's over, so you get over it. But
all in it.
If DeAndre was caught in the hallway kissing a girl, he probably wouldn't get as much shit that I got. You know what I'm saying? I got hit for getting caught in the stairway. Kissing. I wasn't doing anything but kissing, but because I'm a girl kissing a boy, it was a big deal. You know what I'm saying? So I think for both sides, I just would like for them to understand that her getting pregnant is a big deal too.
Right.
Not just you. I know you can think that you can leave and you can go to college and no, shit will break down for you too. Shit will shut down for you too if you get her pregnant. And I don't think that's another thing that boys understand, that with, like, you know, their mothers don't tell them your life will end just like hers. You will make that child your life just like she will, and you will have to go through the same shit that she will go through, because that's why some of these boys are fucking deadbeats in the first place, because
they're getting excused.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I would try to make sure, that there is equal opportunity for both. Right. Y'all asses are going to catch this L regardless. So let's just prepare for these L's, both ends, and move forward. And that's it. I would just love for both of my kids to learn that these L's exist, and you will be catching an L and your ass is going to catch an L. Nobody gets any passes over here, and that's what I would try. I would try to do. See, I don't know, because I don't have any kids,
right?
So I don't really know how I feel when I have kids. But I do know that's what I would love to talk to them about and be like, "Yo, listen, this shit will end for you. You get this girl pregnant at 13, 14, 15, 16."
It'll be a little different too, because like you said, there wasn't a male figure in the house. So
no.
Like you said it, your mom felt as though she didn't know how to raise a boy.
Right.
But for you, I'm sure, and because I've heard this from my mom too, I don't want what happened to me to happen to you. That's right. And I'm not excusing anything that moms do or our mothers have done, but I don't want what happened to me, or I don't want what I went through to happen to you.
Right. That's why they're so passionate.
Right. That's why they're so passionate and so hard on us about it.
Right.
My mother could never say, I mean, in certain situations she could say that to Seth, but she could never be like, I don't want you to get pregnant with me like I got pregnant with you young. I don't want you to, like, when it was me, as we're talking about sex, this is what you're not gonna do, because this is the consequence. And how do I know this is the consequence? Because I've been there. I went through this. You know how many times my mother would say, I went through this so that you didn't have to go through it. So I mean, I think it's more so, like Dee was saying, you have to talk. People have to talk to their kids.
Yeah.
You got to talk to your kids.
Right. And that's a new phenomenon. Like, people don't talk to, that's like a new thing. Like, people used to I mean, you know, especially in the black household. Black household, excuse me.
Because I said
grown folks business.
Right.
Did I ask you? If I asked you, then you could talk to
And
me.
then there's a lot of, like, I know none of us are parents, but I deal with children every Saturday. But there's a lot of new age stuff that really mind boggles me. And I know people be like, oh, I'm not going to tell my kids what to do. I don't have no problem with that, because my mother telling me what I was going to do and what I wasn't going to do has gotten me where I am today.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of parents, they're like, oh, well, Sally Joe will just decide.
Decide what?
Sally Joe 7.
She don't know what she would do.
Sally Joe is 7.
But first of all, Sally Joe is the oldest thing.
We have to talk to our kids.
Right. And just give you enough space. Give the kid enough space to think for himself. But I also am your mother, and I'm going to tell you what's going to go.
I don't like yielding that title, or like,
I'm your mother.
I mean, I don't have kids, so this is why I asked the question.
You busted
from
through
an
my
ideal space.
vaginal canal. You will listen to me. Do you understand?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, I'm not raising my child. I'm raising another human being. So I'm not going to talk to you as you're always going to be my child, but you're going to be your own person in this world. So I'm going to try to talk to you as a person. So it's like, you don't have to go through what I went through, which is why I'm telling you, don't do this or don't do that. I think I would more so approach it like, if you do this, let's think it out. What do you think is going to happen? And if you do that, let's think it out. What do you think is going to happen? And it's like, make your choice, because one of these two things is going to happen. Regardless of what I can say what I've been through if you choose A, because I chose A. But if you don't want to choose A, you're going to choose B. I just want to like have their minds always present and percolating about like the decisions they're making and how decisions affect how your life turns out. Not just because you should be afraid because it happened to me. Like, I don't want to I don't want them to root how they live their life and develop themselves through fear. I want them to develop themselves through like, I'm conscious of what I'm doing, and that's because I know myself, and I know what I'm doing. I know what I will do will affect X, Y, and Z, and how it might ripple back to me or not, or how it might affect somebody that I love. Like, I want them to approach things like that. Right. So it's like, I can. Point. It might be very, very. What'd you say?
I love that point. That's like a really good point.
It might be too ideal, because it's like, yes, we do live in a society where you have to weigh into your children different ways because of how the world is. But it's like, I kind of don't want to encase them into like, I don't want to raise them in society. I want them to understand the society is what it is, but you're still someone who's operating independent. Like, you're autonomous. Yes, you have to deal with the world, the chessboard that is, but you're still who you are.
I don't think there's any perfect way. There's no perfect way to raise a child. There's no perfect way to raise a child.
And it's not going to be easy.
And every single child, and I'm just sitting here thinking about like how my brother and I were brought up, and even how my cousins and I were brought up. Like, and that's another thing. I feel like village is super important.
Always.
Village is super important. Because there are some ideals that my parents may have had belief in, but I may have learned ideals from my aunts or my parents' friends, or, you know, just teachers that have grown up with that were a part of my village. I feel like that's another thing that, you know, is kind of straying away, because people are, I mean, I guess this is something that's always been, people have been like, oh, you can't say nothing to my child. But village is super important. And I get what you're saying as far as like, you want to raise them to not be with, what the fuck? I'm sorry. I get what you're saying. But I feel like every single situation will be different.
Yeah, which is why I know what I'm hoping for is ideal. I know the circumstances change a few things. But I would hope that when I do have my own kids, that I can raise them that way and not feel burdened because of something that exists beyond our family unit. You know what I mean? Like,
I personally, I think that it's like so interesting, because like, you want to talk to your kids, but then when they're like 4 and 5, you kind of do have to be like, I'm your mother, don't ask 27 questions, because 4 and 5-year-olds will be like, and what about this, and what about that, and what are we doing today, and mom, why? Like, it's cool because they're learning the world. Like, you're literally seeing the world through them. But then when they start to be bad, like, you have to teach them not to do that, because when they get in the world, you're teaching them from a loving standpoint. When they get in the world, people don't care about excuse me, your kid's being loud.
But
Tell her
here's
to
the
shut
thing.
up. Like,
I would
so
teach
that's
them
why I'm
through,
like,
you understand that there's consequences to you breaking.
but you talking to a 5-year-old? Like, maybe your 5-year-old might be like
I've been
like
around children where fully understand
Deep
action and consequence.
I see, and I have been around both, like, but I've been around kids who are just super wild. Like, some kids just grow up wild, come out the womb just fighting and tearing things down for no reason. It's
true.
And like,
a project child.
They not always
That's what I'm
in
saying.
the project.
Every
I
situation
seen crazy
is
kids in the
totally
suburbs.
different.
I've
Every
seen crazy kids
is totally
in the
different.
suburb.
Every kid.
Yeah,
Right.
and so
We
it's
ain't
just
parents
like,
yet.
okay, so
We
over here.
definitely ain't
Sorry,
parents.
bro.
But
Every
it's
parent, they about to
hard.
tweet us like, first of all, Daddy, y'all don't even know what you're talking about.
Y'all don't be up at the late night hour
Right,
when Ray
very
Ray
true.
is asking for a
Very
candy.
true. Very true.
Ray Ray gonna take his ass to sleep.
Okay, thank you.
Because I was this close. I told you I was like this close. I was at 7-Eleven and this little girl had picked out like this soda, and I drink soda, but not at 10.
Oh, yeah, I remember you
Right?
saying that.
Big ass soda. They got some Royals chicken. It was at 11 p.m. and I understand it probably was because she had to work late. She just getting her kids, blah, 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 whatever it is. And that's the only food they could find. So it made me upset that, you know, the neighborhood that we lived in don't have anything clean to eat. You know what I'm saying? But we could have got us a Dasani. I know it's bad water, but we could have got us something.
Shout out to Dasani.
And I was this. I hate
My favorite.
Dasani.
It's my
It
favorite.
tastes like
Yeah, it's
cool
really bad.
river water.
It tastes so good.
Smart
to
word
me.
is really good for you.
Yeah, Smart water.
Smart water is
think
actually not that
electrolytes.
great.
It's not good either.
It makes it runs through
Essentia.
you.
That's the one that's
Essentia's
fire.
the new one.
But
Yeah.
Essentia, don't think you getting any shout outs here because you're not paying for Black Girl
Hello,
Podcast.
But
Essentia.
I like Dasani.
Shout out to somebody from Essentia.
Essentia.
Essential.
Essentia.
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 It's essential.
It's
Essentia.
black
Never heard of
label,
that.
red letters, plus signs. over
Essentia
it.
and
It
Core.
looks really rich.
Get y'all pH levels together because
Yeah.
that's important. It's another day.
Yes, we will. One day we shall talk about pH.
pH.
pH, because some of y'all.
Wow.
I mean, you gotta have pH together in order to have
Okay,
kids.
do you want to just
Full
talk about
circle.
it? You just want to talk about it?
No,
Let's just don't talk about it.
I'm just saying.
What do you want to talk about?
But that's one thing I think is important
Go back to
too.
your point
The
about
village.
Oh,
Village are important.
wait.
Village is
Are we
super-
villaging? Or are we
Oh.
dating?
Nah, she was just.
Oh
saying-
no. Oh shit.
The relationship point.
Yes, the question. I like that.
So, yeah. Do we, is it a good thing to baby your
No.
man?
No.
How is that how you approach relationships? Is that a bad thing or what? Is that a good thing?
Oh, because at first you said, "Do you feel like women baby their men?"
Okay, sorry, that's what I had meant.
No, but what you just said is also good too.
Okay, so let's start with
Let's
that.
just all do it.
What's the first
Yeah,
one?
let's
That,
just
that
jump
what I had
in.
said?
Do you feel like women baby their men
in relationships?
in
Okay, there we go.
relationships?
There we
Yes.
go.
And is it a good thing to baby
Your
said
man. You gotta bring back
How
a
do
black
you draw
man.
the? It's a very fine line between I am not taking
Taking care
care
of and I'm
like I'm
babying.
loving on you, so I'm like you're gonna need this, or he's gonna be hungry when he gets home. I'll do this, and like I'm taking care of you as you're my own kind of. It's a very I don't know how to describe
not just
it.
that.
But it's like catering to and coddling. I don't know if that's even different, but it's like
Because they say a lot of men want to marry their mothers.
See, no, that's not what we gonna do. We're not gonna
Like,
do this,
but
sweetheart.
they
that
say
doesn't,
that.
that doesn't
No,
mean
no,
that
no.
it's not true.
That
It doesn't
right,
mean
like
that's
a
not
lot.
true.
They say that a lot. They want someone to take care of them. Do they laundry? Do they biscuits? Like my mama biscuits.
They brief and
And
biscuits.
they want you to be like they want you to be all that. Now, sis, I don't believe it. It is a thing.
No, I know
I mean,
it's a
well,
definite thing.
I
I've
don't
seen
know if
it
I
with
don't
my own
believe it.
eyes. I've been on double dates where my friend and her dude, she's cutting his stuff. Speaking of, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the
do
thing.
that.
I want y'all to time it out because I'm literally on a date. Right? Short little small date. I swear to God, and I don't make this up. I don't. This man says, I hate cutting my pancakes. I said, who the fuck am I?
Thought you was gonna say
homemaker?
steak.
Yes.
Pancakes are tough.
No,
Pancakes are
Rebecca,
tough.
no. Take your damn fingers and pick up that fucking. If you don't want to cut anything out, then bite into the fucking pancake.
I'm sorry,
Why
did
the
you-
fuck do I have to
Make it a taco.
Make it a fucking roll it the fuck up and make it a hot dog.
Did you get up
Did I get up?
and leave?
Oh no, I didn't get up. I just told him. I said, "Here's what we gonna do." Because my friend Amber was with me. It was a situation where we were just sitting down having a nice little date, small, fast date, and I said, "This is what we're not gonna do. I'm nobody Susie homemaker.
Nope.
I'm not about to cut up your. I don't even know you like that. I'm not about to cut up your pancakes because you are not good at cutting your pancakes. Who the fuck do I look like?
That's some wild shit.
Was he trying to test you on some
Right,
shit?
that
or
sounds like a
whatever?
test.
And
If
that's the wrong fucking
Then he
test.
goes, then he goes, oh no, this is not no test. This is not no test. I just was saying I'm bad at cutting. Then bite into the shit then. Because I don't understand. When I can't do shit, I just figure it out on my own, just like anybody else.
Yeah.
And this is what really pisses me off too. Question. On Twitter, somebody said, yo, what would you do? Ladies, what would you do if your dude cooked for you and then left you some roses and then clean the house? What would you do? Ain't that regular shit?
Yeah. If it's his turn to do
That's
shit,
baby and shit. That's what I'm saying. They think that anything some of them, guys, please don't kill me. Just some of y'all. I'm not saying all together. But some of y'all think y'all deserve cookies and noodles for a fucking... For doing yes, cookies and noodles. For doing something that we do all the time.
Yeah.
And that's baby and shit. That's what I'm saying. We're like, oh baby, thank you so much. Because I think that's some sense of baby in him. And like, good job. Thank you so much for doing this. Wow, you cleaned the house and you cooked me dinner when I had to work a 12-hour shift. Wow. Thank you.
Okay, but you don't got to do all that. But you can say thank you.
No, absolutely.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But they're saying, what would you do, as if this is like a... Like
They're
this
saying
is,
that
this is a big
because we
thing.
Right, 'cause we
accepting
said I was
so
like,
much
thank you.
bullshit. So that's why they're saying
Oh,
that.
God, here we
because
go.
we accept so much shit. We let them run amok. We let them do
We let them run
Run
amok.
amok.
My mother said it.
Run amok.
You just run amok.
Not just insult your mom.
I just don't think
My
it's
mom
fair
said
though.
that.
I
It's
just
not.
there's some things I'm like, well, what would he do if he came home and the house was clean and I cooked?
Say
And
thank you,
Like,
baby.
yeah, no. Be like, yep, like it's supposed to be.
Right.
right,
Can you go back
expectation.
and make me some
right.
some salad?
I actually didn't want any chicken. Can you make
Right.
Can you make a salmon?
Like,
okay,
love
but that's
basketball.
not all men. Not all
Not
men
all
do
men,
that.
but we're talking about. Then we're talking
Somebody
about
kicked
women
me
who
the other night.
do it with action, just baby their men.
Yeah, but it's so weird
I don't
because
know.
I mean, I like being affectionate and lovey, and like I like that part. Like I like that part. I don't feel like there's anything wrong with that. Now, if you are doing the most, meaning if you are cutting pancakes on a first meeting, if
Not
you
even date,
are
meeting.
on a meeting,
Right.
if you are buying all his clothes and doing his laundry and doing stuff that if you guys don't live together, it doesn't make sense. Like if you're like actually going forward, then maybe you should rethink like if this is just convenient for him, if that's the reason why he's there. But I don't have a problem with women taking. Every relationship is different, man. It's just like I don't know, like
You're supposed to care for your spouse. You're
right?
supposed to care
Yeah,
for
like
your
you're
mate.
supposed to be there.
But
That's all I'm
there's
asking
a line
for.
that you're not supposed to cross. Like, I mean, I'll be transparent. I was in a relationship before where I was basically like his mother. Like, I was buying him shit. I was paying bills that I shouldn't have been paying.
Lord.
I was like, and I was wrong. But you have to let a man be a man as well. And I know that sounds very like, no, what I'm saying, I wasn't
No,
saying that.
I was listening. Sorry, my face changed. I just was like, what do you mean?
You have to that's what I came to the realization of. By doing that, I was not letting him be the man that he needed to be. He was not at his fullest potential. And I was young and I was so like, oh my God, we're so in love. Yeah, da, 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 da. I'm gonna
And what
do
you were?
anything
Y'all
for
were.
you. Child, we was.
Yes, yeah, I was. So don't downplay that.
I'm not discounting that.
Yes.
We were in love.
Yes.
But that's what happens. As a woman who's been there before, you be so in love. Like, I'll do anything for you. So much to the point that I'll debilitate your actions of being a man. Like, you don't have to do it because I love you. That's
Right.
what it is. That's what it becomes.
I'll be your man. I'll be your man and your woman.
wow.
So how do you for
That's
yourself?
new.
What do you ask yourself, or what do you run yourself through to determine whether you're babying him or whether you're loving someone?
When you feel tired.
don't
When you're
know.
not getting the equal amount.
I thought that it would.
When you're not getting it, I don't mean to cut you off, D, but when it's not 50-50 and you are like 70 and he's
20.
30,
That's
Or
what
the
I'm
10
saying.
Just get left.
What if he's 80 on affection and you're not, and you're 80
Okay.
on taking care of the home? He's not. Is that
That's equal to
valid?
me.
Okay, so that is 50-50.
but
Yeah.
also,
Okay, so-
yes, because
I know,
I had
sex.
those thoughts too because he was very affectionate. He loved me, all that good stuff. But it also became a point of, we need to be 50-50 on everything. When are you going to meet me halfway? Like it can't like sometimes love is not enough. I'm sorry. Love is not 100%. Enough sometimes. You have to relationships are work.
Work.
Love is not enough
so
sometimes.
Much
what
work,
are you giving to me? What are you doing for me? What are you feeding? Now granted, like other shit happened in the relationship, but like love just don't be enough. You can love somebody till you're blue in the face. I still have love for him. I am not taking care of him at this point in time. He had to grow up. That was in our particular situation. He had to grow up. He had to grow up.
I just think it's because you talked about the affection, and you know some people are good with showing their affection through different things. You know what I'm saying? If he's more emotional in conversation, you know, let's talk about what's going on, your feelings, and I'm more, you know, let's do something. Let's put something together. Let's, you know, do. Then I feel like that works somehow. It will be. I don't know. I've never had it before, but as far as if we're both doing the work and I see the work and he sees my work, I think it works. But if I feel like I'm telling you, because it's not like I won't tell you, hey, I'm doing all this and I feel alone doing this. And you're not really, you know, meeting me halfway here or trying at least. Sometimes I'll even that's sometimes a problem, I think, where we will let you try until the day is done. You will try it and try. Oh, he's trying. Oh, he's trying. He said he's trying. He's trying. He's trying. He'll try for 4 fucking years.
10 times out of 9, I know you're trying.
Right.
10 I know you're lying, so I'm trying to be there. Woo.
Right. Hello.
That shit kills me.
Right.
Because I do give an A for effort.
Right.
I have to
sometimes
admit,
you have to give that F because that shit is tired sometimes. How long are you going to try for? How long? So I understand trying is work and effort, but when are we going to see the results?
Right. How long is it potential?
Right. How long are you going to be potential
I'm
for?
such a potentialista. I was like,
right.
Ooh, boy, I seen you do that. And that is an example
of potential.
And in a year, that's going to be something.
Right.
Boy,
you going to be you.
That's why I'm single now, because it's too much potential and not enough showing up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. I think that, and I think there's such an interesting line though. And it's like, where do you fall? Where do you teeter? When is it too much? But I do agree with you with the 50-50. Like, I think if I can't realistically like feel moments where I know I made you feel the same way, then that's a thing.
Relationships are work.
Work.
Right.
Since
we're talking about relationships at work, let's talk about this because we didn't get to touch on it.
We got so much to touch.
Jay-Z in his interview on what is it, New York Times or New York Post?
New York Times.
New York Times.
The Post is a different.
New York Times. Like, fuck no.
Right. New York Times. What did you guys think of the interview?
I liked it.
Why did you like it, G?
But I'm a Beehive fan. So
I'm a Beehive fan.
what?
Right.
I just be liking to see them. Like, I'm like, oh, Jay-Z or Beyonce is out and doing stuff. But in real life, I liked it because I think it does show. I really loved him talking about therapy. I really liked him talking about like just being open, more open. I know he wasn't 100% open, but I felt like, and maybe I bought into it because I'm biased and because I like Jay-Z, but I really did feel like it was a mature, like us seeing the 444 in real life. Like everything we heard, the conversation matched up with the music. Like it was like, okay, so he wasn't lying. Like he really does believe that. So for me, it was dope to hear him talk just regularly, like, nah, you know, in his little Jay-Z way with his rich crossed legs. It was cool to see that
his lanky legs,
his lanky, like rich grown up legs. It looked like hip hop grown up to me. It looked dope like that.
I
looked. Yes.
Look. And here we go.
No, I mean, I actually liked the Rap Radar interview way better. I felt like it was more in depth.
We did.
And
I didn't say I didn't like that.
I know, but what's bothering me is that everyone is sharing these clips, and I guess it's just what it is. But everyone's sharing these clips, and that's actually what made me watch it. And when I watched it, I was like, that's it?
Right. Yeah.
Hype beast.
Like, what's next? And I don't feel like, Dee said this offline, but I don't feel like everybody is asking the right questions. And it could be because they're not meant to. Because, like, New York Times is not known for they're amazing interviews. Yes, they follow art. Yes, that particular journalist follows art, but the New York Times is not known for video content
video
to
interviews.
be dope. So I had to think about it like that. But I saw something on Twitter which I want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
When Hove mentioned the fact that, you know, he did cheat or whatever, and everybody would, the strongest thing a man could do is cry.
Oh yeah.
And then I saw something on Twitter where a woman had tweeted, and she was like, no, the strongest thing a man can do is not cheat. And I agree with that. I agree with that completely, because it takes a lot to cheat. It takes a lot to cheat.
It takes a lot to cheat, but it also takes a lot not to cheat. So I don't really know. Rebecca, what did you think?
I have to second that. I really don't think he was saying anything that was profound. I just think that we took it as profound because of Jay-Z. We never heard really Jay-Z talk stuff like this before. But it was like, I was looking for it to go deeper into the conversation of what he touched on 444, but I didn't feel fed in that way. I actually fell asleep halfway through the interview, and I had to rewatch it, and I felt like the little Instagram clips that dropped about Jay-Z on marriage was like, oh, this is interesting enough. Maybe there's more when I tune into the full.
He literally only said that.
Yes.
And that's only all he said, and I'm just like, again, they weren't asking him the right questions. Maybe it was the platform, but I mean, Jay is very strategic. Like, he could have dropped a bit more to keep the relevancy and keep people plugged in and interested, because he is on tour a bit more in that interview.
Not to cut you off, I just want to say, because we went to his concert after that interview dropped, I feel like he's not going to, because he's like, I gave you everything I needed to in the music. So why? What else are y'all asking me?
And as a celebrity, I mean, I think he's mastered it. Certain people who are at an A1 celebrity status have mastered cloaking themselves in like a bit of mystery, like giving you enough to feel like you know enough, but you still don't know anything about this person if you really think about it.
Right.
But you're just wrapped up in the narrative that they give you. It's like, oh my God, Jay-Z's being honest. No, he's really not. He's just giving you something for the now, for the project. Like, it could be valid, but he's packaging it at the end of the day. He's still packaging it.
I'm trying to figure out that. And the most I've ever got from Jay-Z was the 444 footnotes. That's what I actually appreciate. I love that. I actually watch it a lot. Mm-hmm. Just so that I can understand men sometimes. I'm like, maybe I'm missing something. And I'll listen to it again. But why isn't Beyonce doing this? Like,
Beyonce's not on tour.
But no.
She said
I'm saying
she had to say.
with Lemonade. But why didn't she go on tour? I mean, on an interview tour and sit with somebody and talk about it. You think it was her decision?
Her tour sold out.
It's about to drop. I think something was said a couple months ago about they were trying to see where she was going to place her documentary. You know, every time she goes on tour, she does a documentary alongside it. So I think it was being shopped between Netflix and Amazon. I read that.
Oh, okay. I'm here for it. Never mind. I take it back.
Or HBO. But she just as in the same vein as Jay-Z is strategic.
I know.
She's very strategic. So she just dropped Twins. She had a whole world tour last year. Pretty sure they was filming everything. Is coming in 2018.
World stuff.
Yeah.
Carry on.
But it'll still be what she wants to say.
Strategic.
Which I feel it's fair. We live in a very saturated society where we have 12 seasons of the Kardashians and nobody gives a fuck anymore.
Right.
We have
what?
people doing insane things just for attention. So I mean, for me, it's kind of a sigh of relief. Like, oh, okay.
People still act like
they're still human at the end of the day.
Because in the way that you wouldn't go up to your mom's friends and be like, so I know you cheated on Auntie Jackie. What's going on? They are grown people. Yeah.
Yes.
If they chose to stay in this relationship at the end of the day, none of us, unless you may be a Wendy or a Charlemagne, is going. Okay.
Or a Charlemagne.
Well, I mean, those are the people who always try to go for the jugular and try to those are the people that are like they'll just be like kind of disrespectful. Like if you think about it, a little disrespectful. In like, you know, just human conversation.
Right.
You're not about to go up to them and be like, so B, sis, what was you doing when he cheated? Like, tell me the whole story.
Let's talk about your stillborn.
Let's talk about your stillborn, sis. Was that crazy for you?
Right.
Yes. Yes, it was crazy for me. Next,
with you.
Like, what else? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think
that'll
and
never
maybe
make it
that's
to air
the reason
or print, by the way.
Right.
Even if they do ask it.
Right. They'll be like, huh? Dude.
Right. What?
They'll disappear.
And he
Like, I'm
probably
sorry, what?
did ask
She will
it.
disappear. Wendy will disappear. You'll never see that bitch ever again. That bitch will come back with no mouth.
He probably
Beyonce will confiscate her fucking
tongue.
mouth
It'll be on display on their mantle.
right at the
Right next to them Grammys.
right.
he probably did.
Achievement.
Right next
He
to Carrie
probably did
Hilson's
ask more in the
career.
New York Times interviews.
Right next to Carrie Hilson's career.
Oh my God.
Oh, poor
wow.
Yeah.
That
Wow.
hurt, bro.
It was on the mantle. We were talking about what's on the mantle.
Oh my
Take it to
God.
their house. Right here you have Carrie Hilson's
Carrie
career.
Hilson, right?
Tommy Lawrence's career. We have so many people's careers on the mantle here.
Oh, and just check.
And Wendy's
it's also
mouth.
Wendy's mouth.
Right.
Oh my God. All right. Well,
We gonna act like Carrie Hilson has a career. That's
Come
funny.
on, Miss Carrie, baby.
I mean, I hope it comes back. I hope it does.
it's just hard to deal.
It's hard to
to the pretty girl, right? You're so stupid.
It's just hard to deal. That's what happens when you make mistakes and you hate on
When
other
you make
women. You will
mistakes.
drown.
Oh wait, did we put Sierra up on that mantle?
Oh, yes.
Listen, she's
Yes.
still.
Oh, yeah.
No,
shit,
Sierra's
no.
music career.
It's quiet and
It's
it's
quiet.
off Beyonce's
Oh, my
mantle
goodness.
right now. Are you serious right now? You serious? Career
You
doesn't.
think Beyonce said hi to anybody at Serena Williams' wedding?
Yes.
The
She
bitch
was like,
said, "Hello, I'm
hello,
here."
hello, hello.
Oh my God.
wedding.
Hello, hello. Excuse me, that's my seat. Thank you.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
If it wasn't
Hi.
for Kelly, I
I'm
don't think she would have
Beyonce.
talked about it that way. She looked so alone.
You know what it
she
was?
looked so by
First
her
of all,
own.
no, she didn't. Kelly was right there with her. Says, "Don't
I mean,
do
what's
that."
it gonna be?
Tired. The bitch got twins and
Yeah.
a grown ass child. She's sitting here
Jay-Z.
tired. Breastfeed. Oh, see. I
First
mean,
of all, she was talking about Blue.
I was talking about Blue, but that is also a child. So you have two
Aw,
kids you got to
gee.
watch over and a
Therapy
twin.
works, people.
Right.
He's
Therapy.
growing. He's growing.
No, but seriously.
Jesus. I forget what
sure,
we
really
were.
We should come up with a list
I was
though
saying
that's on
something,
Beyonce's
and I
mantle.
forget.
We're gonna tweet it for y'all.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
We're
I
gonna
was
tweet
seeing
all the careers that are on Beyonce's mantle.
Oh my God. I was saying something important.
Sorry. Okay.
And I don't remember what it was. Jesus.
It was about them people going.
I was
Interviewers
done.
going for the jugular,
The New York
and
Times,
them choosing to
he
not.
probably did ask those questions, and that's probably why it seemed a little choppy. That marriage joint was probably a longer answer, and they probably was like, "What? Well, Jay said too much, so
Right.
hey, bring it back. We're gonna need to
Right,
approve that.
right.
Minute 2 to minute 8 gotta go, and they probably just had to make it work that way. So I think
That's probably why they had 444 footnotes with all the men in it because they were like, Jay-Z's like, I'm not telling just my story, nigga. Everybody gonna tell this story.
Sure.
Because-
Come on,
Right,
Anthony Anderson.
We all gonna drown.
Will Smith,
All of
let's
us.
go.
Right. It
No,
was
you got
really
stories.
good. I love that video.
series. That was good. That was a great series. I mean, I think Beyonce is, and I think we do this to a lot of women. We act like they're, even if you admire them, they're supposed to be superheroes and like these important figures. I mean, I had heard that Michelle was going to leave Barack right before he ran for the Senate. Like
I heard that too.
there is only so much a person can. These are women. These are people. They are
just like
us.
us.
They bleed every month like we do. So it's like at the end of the day, I'm not about to sit here and be like, I deserve more. I'm the biggest Beyonce fan on the East Coast. Just playing, don't come for me. But like there are a lot of. I love Beyonce, but at the end of the day, I do feel like. I love that they're not like liking things on Insta. I love that I can't go in the shade room and see what they did. You know, like
Nothing.
I like that. You know what I'm saying? So I think that they're grown people. I think we have to respect their privacy, but I do think, if they are going to give us more, like let's take it. If not, then
I agree with that too.
I feel that way
I
with
agree with
all
that.
celebrities though. They're
Right,
like, you
like-
don't owe me shit, and I don't owe
Right.
you shit.
Right.
So I don't care enough. I care enough of what you're gonna put out, and I'll be like,
art,
oh
the
damn,
art. I care about the art.
So that's all I really cared about. But I really do feel like he could have. I wish that we would have known more of the questions that he asked that were a bit more.
what would you guys have
hard-hitting.
asked? Like if you had the opportunity to interview him in that moment, what else would you have asked? Because it's like you can ask, okay, so what was the straw that broke the camel's back? And he would be like, you don't even own a camel. I've been on a camel. I have 7 camels in Dubai. So what do you mean?
I own all the sand in Dubai.
And now you are no longer allowed to go to Dubai. So what are you saying?
Like,
That's a good question.
Like what else could you ask that grown ass man sitting across from you?
I think I would have asked more about therapy.
Therapy.
Yeah, I would have got more into therapy.
But that's a private.
I know, but you talked about it. So what are we talking about?
Right.
If he did, right, what are we talking about though? So if you want to bring it up, then let's talk.
These ears
Let's talk about therapy because it's real. You know what I'm saying? Black men going to therapy, that's mind blowing.
Yeah.
That's
beautiful.
mind blowing to
That's
me.
brave.
I don't even when I seen it on when 444 he was talking about it and I was like, get the fuck out. I literally was like, I don't believe your ass is going to therapy because I don't know a man, black man, that's going to therapy. Not
do.
one. Yeah, I don't
do.
know.
I did.
Saved his life.
Saved his life. That's what I'm
beautiful.
saying.
And isn't there a free therapy app?
Is there?
Yeah.
It is.
Like
For
Think
Space Talk. Yeah, Think Space. Something.
Think Space. I'm
Like
about to
Shout out
look
to
it up.
Think Space. If that's the
they
name of
don't
your
sponsor
app.
us, so let's
Holla
keep
at
it
us.
moving.
Please holler at us because Lord, we need a lot of therapy
I
in
don't
here.
really. Yeah.
I think Black
Talk Space.
Talk Space.
Shout out to Talkspace. Sorry for fucking your name up. Holla at us.
Yeah, but I would love to see Jay-Z talk more about that because more black men are listening. They listen to Jay-Z. So if he says that, therapy is alright, it'll work out. They'll be like, alright, maybe I should try it because Jay-Z, he one of the hardest niggas out here. He ain't, he's not afraid anymore to go to therapy.
You have the futures who are like, nah, but still be a nigga though. Like remember when he did that whole money thing and then Future was like, but I'm still here.
But you still got them niggas. You always have them niggas to do that. Them people to do that. I'm trying to do better with niggas. But
I'm trying to do better with niggas
right,
too.
Me too. But
In general.
me. But those that will listen, it'll save their life. And that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree with
there'll
you.
be young kids that do dumb shit that will probably follow in Jay-Z's footsteps, meaning they won't listen. Jay-Z wasn't listening as a kid. So there'll be kids that'll be like, fuck that nigga. He don't know. He old. He don't know what the fuck he talking about. It's 2017. It's different. Blah, blah, blah. And then work on their own thing. Then end up right in the same spot Jay-Z is in, or unfortunately worse. So, I don't know how bad Jay-Z is. I don't know. But I'm just saying, wherever, worse or better.
We don't really know.
So,
our friend Chris had tweeted something interesting too about like he hopes that it doesn't take him like 45 years to come to this realization. That he hopes that like this works now. So I hope like what you were saying.
right. It'll help 30-year-olds. It'll help 25-year-olds.
Hope has always been on that tip though of like, I did this, so yeah.
You don't have to go through this.
So,
But sometimes
but niggas
you're going to have to go through it. Yeah, just to.
Yeah,
live
I'm a
through
type
it.
of person like if you tell me it's hot, I'm gonna touch it.
I'm still going to try to figure out how I'm going to touch it.
What
Right.
you mean? What you mean hot?
That ain't hot. Right. That ain't really hot. And then you end up burning your shit. Then you're like, oh, okay, well, maybe it was hot. I'm not gonna touch it anymore. Got you. I'll listen next time.
you.
Right. Heard you. So yeah, I'm glad that we talked about that though because that was something that was on my brain. I was like, and I'm happy again that Jay-Z did it. I'm just saying we could have got a little deeper into therapy. Right. I don't want to know about Beyonce's situation or whatever it was that was going on between them, and although low key, I would love to be a fly in that elevator. I think about that shit once a month. Where I'm like, what?
Where's the audio?
Happened? Yeah. Where is the audio? First of all,
somebody has.
elevators do not normally have audio from their cameras.
Julius probably has audio.
Julius has everything.
Julius is the answer to everything. Julius been at everything.
NDA boy.
Don't let Julius get a bad
Julius is the answer.
Get out of here. Get fired.
Yeah. Right.
I'm buying the book. Fire off the shelf. Yeah. It'll be the bestseller of Barnes and Nobles that I've ever seen
in the century.
Shout out to Julius.
Holla at us.
Now Julius got the illest
NDA. They're like, here's the first NDA for this week, and then here's an NDA for every
For
week
the rest of
after
your
for your
life.
How
life.
about here's the NDA for the first 5 hours that we spent together today?
Right.
We don't even know if Julius had a family.
No, I don't think so.
Julius is mom. Does Julius ever get to this?
No, we have a family, period.
Right. They
He
don't
spent
know
so much
nothing
time
about
with
Julius.
He spent all the time.
But dude, let me shut up. No, because I had a theory. And I said,
Go
ahead,
you
sis.
going,
I know where you're going. We might as well drop the bomb.
I think Julius and Beyonce
Hey.
had a bodyguard moment where it was like, I love you,
But I
you love
can't
me, but we can't be with each other. And he was like, well, I'll just stay around. And it's never been spoken about. I don't believe Beyonce.
She never cried on his shoulder.
Right.
She definitely cried on
She
his.
definitely
'Cause it
cried
was
on
a
his
couple
shoulder.
drunken nights.
Hello? Where it was just them two. And you know Beyonce liked to sip and sip.
They be all night.
So, I don't know. Julius.
Drunken love is not about you.
It's not about Jay either.
Is it?
It's about Jay.
Sure.
Come on.
Shout out to Duce.
All night.
If I do say so myself. Oh.
Yeah, cut that out. Cut that
Cut
out.
that out, Jeff. We can't mention Jay and Duce
You
together.
didn't see the
No, she
script?
ain't read the damn email.
No.
The script literally said, underline in
Do
red,
not-
do not mention Jay-Z
Okay.
during the shout out.
Okay. Drunken love. Drunken love.
It was
Yeah.
about Jay and now.
All right, sure. All right.
Angia.
Hey.
So I wanted to get an update
Oh no.
about
Yeah.
what we
Scary.
talked about earlier.
relationships.
So this is scary.
Not earlier. I'm
friends.
sorry. The last episode. Safira wasn't here.
The talk.
The talk.
So again, like I had said in the beginning, I'm not going to share too many details just because of my life. But I do believe, and I think as an audience, it's not fair to like be like, oh yes, we're gonna have this big talk, and be like, you can't know anything. So the talk was necessary. It went well.
This is definitely a Beyonce and Jay-Z situation. Will you keep
don't
enough
know
to
enough.
yourself?
Yes.
Will you keep enough to you keep enough to yourself and you share?
So quick, like, bitch. She just she
First of all, I was not in a relationship, so I did not get cheated on.
When y'all keep to yourself enough, it's for the sanctity of your situation, but then you share because you have an obligation to those that.
Because it's just I had a good conversation with my friend the other day, and he was just like, can you imagine people know who you are, right? Like, and we're not famous by any means, but like some girl came up to me like at the Twitter party and was like, when is the save the date coming
I wish
out?
I could've gotten
And I
that.
was like, hey, like she came up to me like she knew me.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, girl. And she was like, Gia, when is the Twitter date coming out? And, you know, it's like
you were looking like
who? So I was like, right, literally, we had just actually got the text that to save the date. I was like, it's right here. Like, please, I don't want to be in trouble. And so,
please don't kill me.
but like, you know, so for us as single people dating, you know what I'm saying? Just to be safe, and for me to be safe, because we all know that one of the parts of Black Girl Magic is tea spilling. So I don't want to be like, oh, ain't that the dude that you is? We're single. Okay. So I think at the end of the day, the talk was necessary. I think we both were honest. And I think we'll see what happens. It's not like a.
Was it a talk? Did he say things that you wanted to hear?
Is it the things that I wanted to hear? He said he answered the question.
He answered the question. That's all that you wanted. You wanted
I really wanted to just know what it was. I don't know if like I did it too early. I don't know what that, I'm not sure how that goes. And because this is my first foray into dating, but like in a while. So I'm excited to like see what happens in the future in my dating life. But I don't know what this is, honestly. That's why I can't answer too much, because I really don't know. Like I'm in it. So I don't know.
Do you want to get out of it?
I don't know. I'm here. I'm here, and I'm not gonna say queer because that's not nice.
Yeah, let's not do
that. I'm not sorry, but I think that. But shout out to everyone that is y'all popping. Thank you for
You can do
listening.
your disclaimer.
I didn't.
Because you on your phone.
Right.
Look at you.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
crazy.
sorry.
It's not funny when you do it. But yeah, so it was a very real conversation that I think everyone should have. But I don't know that. It's weird. Guys, I've never been in this situation before.
I mean, but it's best that you got it out the way now.
It's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable.
Best that you got it out the way now.
Yeah.
Rather than 2 months down the line
Well,
and you're twirling in the wind.
Right. I'm glad I know.
Twirling is just funny to me. It just sounds funny.
No, really.
Twirling in the wind.
I'm glad I know what this looks like to him, because it looked like something different to me, and that's pretty much or it felt like something different. And I'm a girl, and I read into things.
No,
and I'm a hopeful romantic. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I do think that we'll see. I'm just excited for dating.
So you're just gonna continue to do you, date other people.
Oh. Date.
I mean, you are dating other people.
Okay.
Yes, you're gonna date other people. You're gonna see what's out there and then do that. Okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that because everybody's dating.
Right.
Everybody's dating other people,
seeing their options, exploring what's going on in the world, and be cool.
And
how you be cool.
Be cool how you be cool. Be cool how you be cool.
That's all I'm saying.
It's definitely been an interesting thing because like I'm the person who wears my heart on my sleeve, and I have no idea how not to.
I can show you. You want me to show you?
I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna change the composition.
I can show.
I don't know.
I can show you how to do it. You just gotta be prepared.
I don't know if that's gonna change the composition of who I am too much. Like if I turn that part of me off, who is so loving, because I'm loving in everything.
I need that.
I appreciate I love loving. That's who I am.
Don't stop loving.
But then it's like you can't go into a situation doing that because then
but then it becomes don't stop loving. It just becomes a matter of
how much.
Yeah. Does this person deserve it? And should I? But just don't let his feelings affect how you are as a person.
Or just you're still your person. You still have to. I said this to you earlier. Like, sorry to cut you off.
No. I cut you off.
Oh,
I messed up. Go ahead.
I'm about to cut this all off.
But I was saying something about like no matter like when you make decisions, make sure you're not compromising yourself because later on down the road you're gonna be like, I don't even know who the hell I am. Right. And here you are giving him too much.
Yeah. No,
I've given him too much.
I've given too much in situations before. I mean, Scotty knows. Like
let me tell you something.
Literally drained myself.
Drained it all.
Of like spiritually, dang near financial, like a lot. I've given a lot,
and make sure what you've been through is teaching you.
Right,
I gotta through it. Sure, so what was the point in going through it the
again?
Way? Right.
Yeah. So it's just like it's an interesting time. I think for me, it's a learning experience at 27, being new to date. Like I feel like a 40-year-old version. Like I'm like, though I'm. Never mind. I think that hey mom, I think that it's so new. Like this dating life is so new to me just because I'm only always used to just being with one person, but it's just not smart. Like just to be with one person when everybody else is dating. Like so like I'm like
here's the thing. Don't date yourself because you see how you just said I feel like a 40-year-old version. We're young. We're still
I don't know how to be young. I've never been like
be yourself.
Just be yourself.
Just be yourself and
I'm
do
always
what you
myself.
Want. Right,
but I'm like super loving and like that gets you burned, I think.
Well, I think you just have to acknowledge what everything is. If you point out this is what this is, we had a conversation, this is what this is, here's a fact sheet. He's giving me the fact sheet of what this is.
Yes.
And now I can work around this and be like, okay, well, I won't give as much attention as I need to give right here. I'll give it somewhere else. Not to somebody else. I'm just saying to my career. Do other things. Right. And do that. You know what I'm saying? I know it's hard to, especially somebody who's very loving and wants to either one, change the fact sheet and be like, hey, maybe I can, make him feel this way or make him feel that way.
This might come off.
Right.
It's not a credit report.
No, take it for what it is and be like, yo, it's like a bad pill that you gotta swallow, like a huge ass pill, and that's what it's like for me for always. Like when I don't want to do something or don't want to cut somebody off and I like them a lot and I'm like, you just fucking with me. And now we talked about this fact sheet, you gave me the facts, now I gotta do what I need to do. And I'm not saying I'm the total opposite, of course, so there needs to be some medium where me and you will meet, but it's like swallowing a big pill and being like, okay, you just got to get it over with and do it. Like
do what?
Do whatever you think is best for you.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah. It's just making a decision.
Right. The decision.
Right. And you don't. People don't like.
And I am indecisive. My name is Indecisive.
But also,
Gia, like you want what you want. Don't waver from that just because somebody else is saying this, or just because the times are changing, or just because everybody's dating. So maybe you should. If you want to love on someone, wait for that person to love on.
Oh yeah. Don't wait. Don't love that person.
Don't love that person. But I'm saying wait for the person that is going to want exactly what you want. And in the meantime, yes, it is okay to talk to people, but just wait for the person that you want.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Or
I'm
want
not.
what you want.
No, I'm not wavering on what. I'm not about to be like, oh God, let me just stay a man, Jesus. Don't worry, guys. I'm not that desperate. But I think that at the end of the day, I think that I know that's not what you're saying, but I think that I looking at this as an opportunity to learn, because again, I am stepping into like uncharted territory, because I have not been in this situation for like. I haven't been in a dating situation that is like, there's nothing wrong. It's just timing literally is the key factor for me. So, oh God. What?
No, I believe in timing. I do. I believe in timing all the time. So I do. But some things I do believe you can
change. Well, if you're not at a space in your life, then
very true. Listen to it.
That's not where you want to be, and that's true. And that's fine. Like there's nothing wrong with that.
Then you make your decision and say, you know what? Cool. Since it's not our time, I'm gonna work on my time over here. It was great. Thank you so much. I had a great time.
Yeah.
I'm not wasting time though. So we're gonna keep this ball rolling and do whatever we want to do. Date, not date, date myself. Date others. It don't really matter. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do after this.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, again, it's such a weird, this is so uncomfortable for me. Like that is so uncomfortable for me. But I am, I'm hoping that other girls out there know that like it's not an alone thing. Like that's pretty much why, the only reason why I would share something, because I don't want anyone in the future to think that I'm about to be spilling everything on the podcast.
I'll spill it. I spill my own shit all the time. Well, unless like it's past.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. That's why we have 5 women in here, because there's some women that do and there's some women that don't. Yeah. I have no problem being transparent, because I feel like, I mean, sometimes it does bother me because, you know, men will come up to me. Like the other day I was at the SZA concert. By the way, SZA concert was absolutely amazing. I love SZA. Yes.
Shout out to SZA.
SZA. Yeah. The dude, there was a dude that came up to me and was like, yo, I was listening to Black Girl Podcast. Like, it just hurts my heart that you hate men. I was like, oh God. Yep. He was like, you know, when I listen to your podcast about, you know, men abusing you and blah, 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 you know, I just don't know what to do, because, you know, I don't want you to hate men. I'm like, okay. And I was like, okay. You know, I just let it.
Thank you, baby.
Right. That's it. It's the thought that counts. I appreciate it. But some things can be, you know, misunderstood sometimes when I'm trying. Maybe it's my fault because I'm not doing it right with explaining myself. But I choose to be transparent because I want you guys to know that there's some things I'm just not transparent about, and there's some things that I will be completely. You know what I'm saying?
The same with me.
That's all of us.
Right. So as far as dating, you can always get it from me, guys. And as far as everything else, you can go to jail for it. I will let you know now. I ain't shit. I ain't shit right now. I need y'all to pray for me, because I ain't shit. And I lied and said that I was not going to date anymore, and then I went on a date. So here I am exposing myself, telling y'all a bitch is trifling out here, and I'm not going to date after this. I'm done. Yeah, that's it. No, for real, y'all. Hold me to it. I need somebody to tweet me every day and say, you not dating no more until 2018.
Do you know how many tweets you're going to get right now?
Do it.
Right.
Please, at me, Scotty Beam,
You're going to
please.
get mad tweets like, you not dating unless it's me, Scotty Beam.
No, please, no, because that's a no, too.
It's not that I'm not going to be transparent. I'm just going to be a little bit more sure of like what I'm being transparent about.
And that's okay.
You know? Fine.
I feel like all of us.
That's fair.
I feel like all of us do that anyway.
Yes.
No one person knows anything. I mean, everything about us. Even though sometimes it is a little scary when people walk up on us.
Sis. No, that's just like,
Sapphira, hey girl. Hey sis.
Right, because
all love.
it's love, but it's scary.
Right.
Because and then when you go out on dates with people, a man who listens, they know so much. Jesus. And it's like, how do you know everything?
Well, here it is, me. So what you about to do? Right, because I'm not. I'm really not. I mean,
Well, since I ain't gotta hide nothing,
here
what's
I am.
next?
What's up? So you know who you know how I am. You listen to my you listen to our podcast, so you know how I roll. What's up? What you about to bring to the table now? Because I'm not. And don't get it confused. I don't shoot down everybody. I don't hate everyone, like men. I just don't. At this moment in my life, I feel like I don't really have time for what you about to come with, unless you come strong. And I'm not saying come to my house or something like that, unannounced, or try to figure out where I am via Snapchat. I just need you to know that I need something else. I need you to speak to me, have a conversation, read a book. Oh, by the way, have you been reading? Anybody?
No, I'm stupid. I haven't read Mellow.
Okay, so we talk about it next time.
We should start a book club.
But
I
guys, is this our last ep for the year?
Oh wait, are we gonna do Hey Black Man?
Doom, doom, doom.
Wait,
That's
Rebecca
what I
started.
hear. Doom, doom. A doom, doom.
wait, where's the hey?
A doom, doom, doom. Doom, doom, doom.
Go back.
Hey, black man.
Yes.
With your plump lips
Hey.
Ooh, that's so personal.
and your dark skin
Hey, very personal.
and your bald head.
Shows Anthony.
Lick your shoulders, talk to me. Where you going with that? That's mine.
Shit. Knock it down.
No, sis, go ahead. That was cute. Ooh, I can't even follow that.
Yeah, Gia.
I can't even. I don't even know what to say. Here we go. Hey, black man. Thank you for being so fine, so smart, so loving. If you out there, call me.
Hey Black Man. I see you reading with no index finger.
Ooh, not one.
You don't have to mouth the words and sound them out.
Wow.
You know your vowels. I love you. And you give back to the community. Whether it's showing somebody how to tie the do-rag,
Culture,
or tie their shoes.
important.
I love you, Black Man.
Hey, hey, hey.
Doom, 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 doom,
Hey, Black Man.
Hey, Black Man.
I'm really not feeling you at this moment in time. Amen. I gotta be transparent with you. But you still fine.
Doom, doom, doom.
Hey, Black Man.
Hey, how you doing today?
Doom, doom.
Keep washing your skin.
Please
Wash your skin.
And make sure
Doom, doom,
put some cocoa butter on it too.
Because it's the winter. Amen.
yes. And stop using Irish Spring.
That's all I gotta say. I ain't gonna say nothing else today. Cause I'm pretty upset with you at this moment.
It's okay, sis.
Basta later.
It's okay, sis.
That was so great.
Thank you, Hey
That
Black
wasn't
Man.
as great as the first one, but it was good. Still great.
The first one, we were lost. We didn't understand. I didn't understand the meaning of Hey
Dear
Black Man.
When Alicia said working in the field,
I almost beat on myself. When she said,
when
Alicia said, working in the fields. Let me tell you
Well,
something.
here's what we won't do.
Okay.
Work in the fields.
Work in the
Anymore.
fields.
She was
Oh my
appreciating the
God.
black man's
Hold on,
time.
This
I was
one
just
ran
thinking about
smoothly. This one was
slavery in-
good.
Yes.
Very
in
good.
Libya.
I loved
We
it.
love our black man, you know.
And if you got hard, listen to Rebecca. Listen,
Child.
she has a whole man.
Whole.
You better sit your ass down.
And that wasn't for you.
That wasn't
It
talking
was
about
for
bring your
him.
ass here. That's
It was for
mine.
him.
I wasn't talking about your shoulders.
Nope.
Unless you're, never mind. Unless
you know-
your name is hello.
Hello.
Not even because he has a very common name. So
Okay.
Right.
unless you are bald headed, dark skinned Anthony,
Which could be,
that could be a lot of people.
Unless you are
You're Rebecca's Anthony.
Anthony,
Right.
then get
it's
out.
quiet.
Okay.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Hey.
This will be 24, right? Number
See you at the
20.
party.
2-4.
Yeah, see you at the party. Have a
First.
good time.
Come first, serve.
Please, guys, I'm telling you because it will break my heart. It'll break my heart to be having to go back and forth with your ass on Twitter
Because you know she will.
because you want to say that you came all the way out to Vinyl from Connecticut and you can't make it in because come
On time.
On
First
time.
7
come,
p.m.
first
7 p.m.
serve.
right and
Please.
come to have a good time, come to socialize, come to network. I hate that word, but come
Hang
to do
with us.
Don't
all
come
of
in the
that.
network.
But guys,
I
you
love
can
y'all, but don't
you
come
can.
in the
That's
network.
not work
You can, well, no,
tonight.
don't.
Fine.
You can work with others. Just don't work with me.
Men,
Yeah,
there
like-
will be
like-
women there. So
Yes.
men come early too.
There
There will be women.
Yes,
there.
there'll be
And
men
I
there.
would just be real with y'all. Don't pass us no CDs or disc drives either.
You trying to come at me because you feel like people are
Child, I'm just saying it for
just
Deani.
coming.
Deani is not doing Scotty
I'm
feedback.
not taking
be
anything.
You know how many
Wedding
rappers are
anniversary.
coming?
I'm not.
I was told 45 have signed up.
I don't need
It was
you
like
to tell.
Young Rap
No.
2, 3, 1
No.
on the list.
No.
Young,
We love y'all and we really respect
Young
y'all,
Jack
but let's
Jack.
come to have fun.
Young Jack Jack. Yeah, no, Young Jack Jack. I need you to keep it home. Keep it home, Young Jack Jack. We don't want to hear
He
none
has a
of
new
that.
song called "We Balled Out of Control" on Twitter.
Don't do that. There's probably somebody out there listening to that song.
Man,
We love your song, but don't bring it to the party.
We love your song. We would play it at the party, but listen,
lying. Just
I'm
don't
a liar. I straight up lied to your face just
Got
now.
200,074 retweets.
Right. Nope. So yes, enjoy yourself. Have fun. Like I
Yeah.
said, guys.
Let's just enjoy, like, have a good vibe. We're gonna be like starting the Christmas holiday. So yeah.
You know, Gia love Christmas, y'all.
Yes, Lord.
Yeah.
Love y'all.
Bye.
Beat.